presentation, we are moving towards a topic, and the discussion, the presentation, in fact, in this topic will be on impact of current economic affairs on automobile industry from a banker's lens. So you can imagine this is going to be a very interesting topic for which we have our distinguished speaker, Mr. Akhilesh Kumar Roy, Executive VP and Business Head, Auto Loans and Inventory Finance, HDFC Bank Limited, who will be coming up on the stage for this topic and the presentation on it. Mr. Akhilesh Kumar Roy? Yes, sir.
I don't have a presentation, but nonetheless, भारत के इस समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक एवं राजनीतिक कैपिटल दिल्ली के इस सभागार में यहाँ उपस्थित सभी अतिविशिष्ट OEM के अधिकारी और हमारे मीडिया के मित्र, हमारे बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर के हमारे सहपाठी और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण इस क्रम के सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कड़ी जो हमारे डीलर प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, उन सभी लोगों का मैं हृदय कमल से हार्दिक अभिनंदन एवं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं. I can see a lot of puzzled faces, but don't worry, I'll continue from English from here. I just wanted to welcome each one of you in our mother tongue. So I've been allocated 10-12 minutes time. I'll be very conscious of the time, and what I'll do is the way I'll structure my talk, and I don't have a presentation as I mentioned, is to cover what the India story holds for all of us, and then a bit of what the auto and the passenger vehicle segment, a sneak peek into the auto and the passenger vehicle segment, and followed by some of our recommendations and some of our suggestions as to how can we further increase and boost the sales at the dealership level. So that is where we will start. So first, as I mentioned about the India story, and there is so much of this India story is very important and very relevant, and I just wanted to draw everyone's attention because there is so much of despondency, gloom and doom around this automobile industry, and there's so much of adverse media coverage that there's a lot of sluggishness in the OEM sales, and the dealers are saddled with a lot of inventory. While partly it is true, but not everything is as gloomy and as dark as it seems. First of all, let us understand how the India story is unfolding in front of us, and why is India story important. अगर हमारा देश अच्छा चलेगा तो भी सारे industries positively impact होंगे. So let us look at the some of the India matrices. So we continue to be the fastest growing, fastest GDP growth, large economy on the planet. And we are forecasted to grow at about 6.3 to anything between 6.5% as per IMF, and these forecasts are for the next 4 years. There might be certain spikes in the next 4-year cycle. Our debt to GDP is close to 188%, which is amongst the lowest in all the large economies of the world. Everywhere else it is in excess of 250 to as high as 450% for Japan. So we continue to be in a very, very good fiscal position. Our demographics are the strongest. And when I say demographics, our working age population ratio continues to rise, which is currently at about 50%. And when I say working age population, it refers to people in the working age group of 25 to 64. So this percentage as a part of the total population is currently about 50%, likely to move ahead to 55% in the next 1.5 decades. And most importantly, we are going to add 179 million workers to the workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very important thing to note. 18 crore people will be added to the workforce, which spells so much of positivity for the country at large. That is another important thing. Inflation is trending downwards from a level of current levels of 4.5% slated to RBI's stated objective, and the target is to bring it down to around 4% consumer price index. And we are well and truly on course to achieve that. And the most important thing, our external situation is also well and truly under control. And when I say the external situation, I'm referring to the current account deficit, which is only about 1.2%. And most importantly, we have a huge forex reserve, and we are likely to add another $53 billion in this financial year, and we might exceed $700 billion of forex reserves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the very, very important things to take note of. $700 billion of forex reserves means 12 months of import cover. So we continue to be the most stable currency in the world for the last 2 years, and we shall continue to be in this position for the next 3-4 years. There are so many matrices, there are so many statistics that I can quote continuously. The housing cycle is in the midst of an uptick. We are likely to see as a category, housing as a category is going to grow at a CAGR of 10% for the next 5 years. Just imagine 10% growth in the housing sector spells absolute positivity for the auto, and the biggest beneficiaries would be the auto industry. Every new house has a new auto also. They have a passenger vehicle added with every new, multiples of, but at the bare minimum, there's one car which gets added to every new house that people purchase. And there's so many other things that we can look forward to. Most importantly, the labor force participation rate, which is the LFPR. Some of our politicians going across the world and saying that हमारे देश में females कम है working population में और लोग आ नहीं रहे हैं, but it is far from what the actual truth is. So we are seeing a very, very significant growth in our LFPR, labor force participation rate for females, currently at 28%. It used to be 18% till about 2016 and 17. So there's so much of positive things going for the country and the economy at large that we can only expect better things in the future. The future is exceptionally bright for all of us. 112 unicorns, my friends, 112 unicorns. We have 112 unicorns as on date, and the bulk of it has been added in the last 5 years. We have about 542 companies with greater than $1 billion of market capitalization, which used to be half of this number in the last 4 years. So from 2018 till 2023, we have seen doubling of this number, companies with greater than $1 billion. So there are so many positive things about the country, so let us not be worried at all about the future of the auto industry being one of the components and one of the most important revenue contributors to the Indian economy. So the auto industry is definitely going to get positively impacted by the way the Indian economy is progressing. Specifically on the auto industry, this is whatever statistics that I quote is based on the research that our subsidiary HDFC Securities Limited does. So the biggest beneficiary of the two-wheeler industry is going to be the two-wheelers industry, which is slated to grow at 14%, and the passenger vehicles also slated to grow at about 7%. But some of the things that we can look forward to, and I know most of you know this statistic, but as a country, we are largely under-penetrated in terms of our passenger vehicle penetration. It is only about 11% at a household level. And all of us know that the Indian households have turned net borrowers in the last 5 years. From only 3.1% of net borrowings at a household level, now the levels are at 5.8% of the total GDP. So every household is a net borrower now. They're not net depositors, which was the case only 7-8 years back. So the important thing to note is that the banks will continue to play a very, very important and vital role in propelling this automobile industry. And some of the things that I can't possibly suggest, but I can only recommend as far as the automobile and the dealer principals are concerned. We can look at, you all should look at leveraging all your tie-ups with all the financial institutions and the bankers. As a bank, for example, we have about 95 million customer base, 9.5 crore customers bank with us. So, and a lot of these customers, almost 1.6 crores of these customers are high net worth customers who keep on changing a lot of cars. So if you partner with banks, not only with a bank like HDFC Bank, but all the other financial partners that you have, it is going to help your cause in terms of selling more and more number of cars, and that is where I would want and I would urge each one of the dealer principals to focus and draw their attention towards that how do we try and increase our overall car sales. The other thing is that there's so many joint activities that you all should do, all with all these banks, whichever bank that you are banking with. One of the challenges that the overall consumer-facing industry is currently experiencing is the lack of walk-ins. And as a bank, for example, HDFC Bank, we have 9,000 branches. We get about 15 lakh customer walk-ins in a day. 15 lakh customer walk-ins. So there's a huge scope to leverage on those walk-ins and the H&W customer base, high net worth customer base that we have. And there's so much that we can do together to help you sell more and more cars. So that is where I would like to leave you all with. We have a great future ahead of us. And as I said, passenger vehicle, our overall penetration and the ownership also per 1,000 people is even lower than Pakistan, Nepal, and Bhutan, countries like our neighboring countries. So there's a huge headroom for growth. So the future, as I said, is bright, and we look forward to partnering with you. And as HDFC Bank, we are the second largest bank of the country, and we'll be more than happy to support and partner in your growth story. Thank you so much, and God bless each one of us. Thank you.